CWD is a deadly infectious disease in white-tailed deer and other members of the deer family that eventually kills all the animals it affects. Prior to 2020, it was mandatory for hunters to have deer sampled for CWD at locations like the NEMO Fairgrounds in Kirksville if they hunted in the CWD management zone. However, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, sampling is not mandatory this year.
Simply because of continued concerns with the COVID-19 pandemic and recognizing that there are sections of the public that are at risk to that and may not feel comfortable coming in person to a sampling location.
There are also changes to what hunters will be allowed to do while the sampling process is occurring.
Hunters will be asked to stay in their vehicle throughout the sampling process. There will be a hunter staging area at the station that they can get out of their vehicle. In that area, by and large, they'll be asked to stay within their vehicle throughout the sampling process. Also, staff will be wearing gloves and a face mask at all times and practicing social distancing. Fewer data will be collected from sample deer this year to speed up the sampling process.
There are already going to be new regulations for CWD sampling this year prior to the pandemic. Those include having deer checked before crossing county lines, and whole carcasses and harvested deer heads may only be transported to a different county if delivered to a licensed meat processor or taxidermist within 48 hours of exiting the county.
We have enacted a carcass movement restriction to try and limit the spread of CWD outside of the areas where we know we have it. So that will require some extra effort on the part of some hunters.
Though it is not mandatory for this year to have deer sampled for CWD, it is still highly recommended by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention to have deer sampled for CWD. That is especially the case if the deer was harvested in a county where CWD has been found. Although there has been no known evidence of CWD transmission to humans, it is recommended not to eat the meat from a deer that tested positive for CWD. Reporting for KTVO News, I'm Matt Gunn.